The last thing you expected was to be on patrol with the one guy that you liked. It was both a dream come true, but it was also an utter nightmare. You didn't know what to say to him without dropping your guard with the task at hand. So you both are just walking around in complete silence as you stroll around the busy streets of Tokyo. The awkward silence was a little overwhelming for you, so you try to find a way to start some sort of conversation. Finally, something comes to mind as you hesitantly blur out. So, the exam scores came in today. I'm not sure if you gotten yours yet, but I'm scared to know how well I've done since I felt I got lucky at the last minute. Shinsou looked over in your direction with disinterest in his face. You quickly look away, your face burning in embarrassment. Damn it, that was stupid! What the hell is wrong with me to think about the exam? You feel the tension grow between you as you continue walking. Shinsou finally spoke in a cold-sounding tone. I didn't get to do the exam since I needed someplace else. I'm supposed to do it sometimes this week. Oh, well, you still got extra time to prepare yourself. To be honest, I wasn't mentally prepared to get what was going on during the exam since it happened so suddenly. You said nervously again. But now that I think about it, I guess that's how hero work is supposed to be most of the time. I should have expected the unexpected, huh? You rubbed the back of your head, trying not to make eye contact. Shinsou didn't say anything. A thought came into your mind of a previous conversation with your classmates. Oh, I heard that you're gonna be part of Class 1A for one of your training exercises with Class B. It must be great to be part of one of the top classes in our grade. I mean, it's rare for any student to have an opportunity like this. At least from what I heard from other students. I'll have to say, you're really lucky. Shinsou didn't respond, but a slight grin grew on his face. You blushed from the sight of it and forced yourself to look away so he wouldn't see. It was silence between you once again until the end of your shifts. You finally made it back to your dorms, and you laid in bed exhausted, replaying the day over and over again in your head, dreading your lack of social skills around Shinsou. I don't think I would be able to confront him after today. You groan to yourself as you throw a pillow over your face. After a few days of avoiding Shinsou and non-stop studying and training, you walked out of the school, stretching your arms. You haven't gotten time to rest for a while, so you were relieved to have the weekend to yourself. A familiar voice from behind you made your heart stop. You turned to see Shinsou staring at you with his tired, unfazed eyes. You were shocked to see him during this time, since you don't see him after school as often as he's mostly training with Mr. Aizawa throughout most of the school. After a moment, you realized you were just staring at him and stumbling with your words. Shinsou, what are you doing here? I thought you were still training with Mr. Aizawa today. Shinsou slowly walked over to you, rubbing his hair, saying, Yeah, I would be training right now, but another patrol mission came up. You were happy for Shinsou. I mean, it's rare to go on a patrol mission for more than one occasion, but you weren't sure why he was telling you this. I want you to come with me. Wear something casual other than your hero suit. It'll be less trouble to attract attention. You shook your head in shock, not believing what he said. Wait, you want to go on patrol with me? Why? Wouldn't it be better to go with someone more reliable? Realizing what you said, you try to correct yourself. I mean, not that I don't mind going with you. I'm just not sure if I'm good enough for it. I only went on patrol with you last time because it was only an assignment. You try to correct yourself again. I mean, not that working with you was awful or anything. I just think others are better on patrol than I am. Shinsou just looks at you, listening to you, his face unfazed, waiting for you to finish talking. Realizing this, you force yourself to stop talking, laughing nervously, rubbing the back of your head. Sorry about that. Forget what I said. I'll, go get ready now. You quickly run away, leaving Shinsou behind. Feeling your face boil red from the sheer embarrassment you caused for yourself, you cover your mouth to stop yourself from screaming. Once you made it far enough away, you stopped running to catch your breath, contemplating what you just said. What the hell is wrong with me? Now he thinks I'm like that Izuku guy from Class A. you took a deep breath to bring down your heated face, saying confidently, "You know what? I think this might be my chance to get closer to him. I want to let him know how much he means to me. There's no going back on this now." Then the sudden realization kicked in. "But now I'm gonna have to endure my embarrassment for another 5 hours with Shinsou again." Oh god. It took you less than an hour to get ready. You made your way to Shinsou's dorm building. You weren't sure where or when you were supposed to meet Shinsou because of your stupid outburst earlier, which, by the way, you deeply regret not getting sooner. Luckily, you see him standing outside waiting, so you wouldn't feel too eager. Shinsou was looking at his phone, but looked up when he heard you calling his name. "Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. I hope you didn't have to wait too long for me," you asked nervously. He glanced at you for a while, almost seemed impressed. It almost makes you blush from the sudden attention. "Yeah, don't worry about it. I just got here myself." A sigh of relief quietly leaves your body, satisfied that you didn't take too long. You were going to suggest you both should get going, but Shinsou abruptly said, "Actually, before we go, I just need you to answer me something." You weren't sure what to make of this, but you agreed, feeling a little scared. Suddenly, something came over you, and you froze in place. You couldn't move a muscle and couldn't speak. Your vision was blurry, but you still see Shinsou smiling at you. His mouth started to move, but you couldn't hear anything he was saying. You figured this was the work of his quirk. You never experienced being under his brainwashing, but now you feel scared not knowing what he might be asking you. Suddenly, you feel the vibration of your voice leaving your mouth, answering his request. Your heart started beating. You scrambled to remember the conversation you had with Midoriya and how he managed to break out of being brainwashed. Once it came to mind, you quickly bite your tongue out of desperation, finally out of his control. Your legs quiver from the sudden rush, and you fall to your knees while also catching your breath. Shinsou didn't say anything at first, but you can hear him laughing to himself. He kneeled down to your level, extending his hand for you to grab. You stared at him before taking his hand. Still feeling a little weak, you held on to Shinsou's arm for extra support. "Sorry about that. I thought I would mess around with you for a bit. I didn't think you would resist like that." Once you regain your balance on your own, you look at Shinsou, smiling at you. You'd never seen Shinsou smile before, so it caught you off guard. You were curious about what he asked your brainwashed self before, but hesitate to ask. For all you know, he could have asked you something embarrassing, and I supposedly answered something stupid. While you were arguing with yourself in your head, Shinsou grabbed your chin, lifting it towards his face. Before you realize what was going on, you feel the warm feeling of his lips touching yours. The sensation was breathtaking. You wanted the moment to last forever, but it was only short-lived. You both stare at each other, light blushes covering your faces. Shinsou smiled before walking away. He looked over his shoulder, still smiling. "If you were wondering what I was asking you, don't worry about it. It was more of what you wanted of me than I wanted of you. And let's just say that I delivered." It took you a moment to realize what he was talking about, and your face heated up. You were going to make up an explanation, but nothing came to mind. Before long, Shinsou, who was a good distance away, shouted, "I don't mind it. Maybe next time we see each other, it won't be for another patrol mission." You nodded very noticeably towards him. His shoulders moved up and down, gesturing that he was chuckling. "I'll see you around. And don't think you can avoid me next time." You laughed a little, happy to know that you'll be with Shinsou more than you think. As the wind flows through your hair, you snap back into reality, realizing that you were supposed to go on patrol with Shinsou. Frantic, you ran after him, grabbing a hold of his arm once you caught up to him, smiling up at him as you roamed the streets together, enjoying the evening. It turns out there was no mission for us after all, but you enjoyed it nonetheless.